difficult for a lot of teams. So that's why I would say both of these teams right now are a bit more CT-sided. So Mousesports starting on the CT side, I think that's not good news here for FaZe, but we'll have to see.
So Rain's dropping a smoke top mid. I've never seen anybody throw it from that position before, because you can do it from the bench that's in T-spawn, but either way.
Better, isn't it?
Huh?
I think that's a lot better, isn't it? I mean, it pops immediately and, well, much faster. And
well, we can talk about that in a second, because there is a bit of an engagement here. Nico's gone down. So that's basically round 1 for FaZe. No, Dennis is on the site on his own. He has Chris J coming in. That's a nice pop flash into the pool. And here come the players. He's got a crossfire. I don't even know if they realise that there's somebody CT. Indeed, they do now, because Chris J takes down Jacob. T's on the site, though, and the CTs are getting wrecked by Glocks, no less. Bombs getting planted. Kishima is holding down construction, so Chris J and Spiddy are stuck in a bit of a shooting gallery here. 2 eyes aside. And the headshots are simply not coming in, but there's one for Chris J. Manages to reload as well. Spiddy coming in for support. And now the FaZe team, or what's left of them, the clan, just playing shenanigans. Got some tagged players down to a 1 versus 2 now. Chris J, though, with no kit. I think Spiddy had one maybe. But, ooh, that's a nice one tap. Indeed, he's finding a kit, but can he find Kishima in time? Kishima's just holding angle towards the barrels, and he need not peek again. So Chris J will save the kit, which I love. Yes, he has armor as well, but I love the idea of second round defuse kits, Dan.
Yeah. You can always get into a winnable situation on the second round in CS:GO. Especially on Inferno. It's a pretty good map for a force buy. It's quite justifiable. I think the thing is, though, is that most teams who have a respectable CT side, you're going to want to get the nades and out, and maybe the AWP possibility on that 4th round buy. I think for most teams that's going to be the priority. But a lot of teams these days, they have a lot of fun with the force buys, so they pick the force buys. Anyway, if you make a lot of frags on both rounds, it can justify it. But never mind. For the Eeks, might see some highlight reel stuff here. Let's have a look. What do we got? I hope their FaZe have a good anti-force fight round, James.
Yeah, you know, there's a wallbang to the car position from the very beginning of T-Apps, but I wonder what it's like with the Deagles. But I'll come to that another day. So FaZe are getting wrecked by Deagles, Dan! There's only 2 of them left.
James.
There's only 2 left, Dan.
They did exactly the thing that you do, like the worst thing that you can do.
What's that, Dan?
Force fight round is go 1 by 1 in untradeable locations against the pistols in close range.
Did they go into apps?
Yeah, one went out the balcony by himself, one went up mid by himself. And one thing is that if the timing works out, if the coordination works out, then it actually could be okay. But the coordination didn't work out, and it's like one guy died.
Apps is really a good idea.
The next guy died from HP, and the next guy died.
I mean, one of the issues with the Deagle, especially, is that it's such close quarters. If they choose to push the CTs, then they're almost guaranteed to get 2 close range meat shots, which means you're dead. 30 seconds left. There are still 2 Ts alive. So he's got to be careful. Oh, with 7 HP, he's going to take down AZ and leave next to finish off the last one. And a headshot for Rain. Oh, that was a brutal force buy by Mousesports. Brutal, Dan.
And if you consider that resets FaZe's economy, obviously, and they have to go for force buy here. And this is basically like the way that you can get the best possible money early game as the CT side, is if you lose the pistol and then win the... They didn't even force buy it, to be honest. They did. A lot of the players left a lot of money in the bank, like $700, $800 in the bank. So it wasn't even a full force from them. They got loads of nades here. So they're going to be looking quite good on the defense. And we get an apps rush from FaZe, Tech 9s, and some grenades.
Where are they going with it, though? Back in the day, you used to see a smoke land in the truck window to allow Ts to rush out and make it harder for the Cs Ts to see them. Although in this situation, they would still have difficulty just simply getting sprayed down. But it seems they're going to make an initial presence towards A and then move away. Kishima is still close in apps, as you can see him there in the yellow outline. Chris J's going to drop a smoke over towards B. So Next can re-smoke it a bit later on if he's over there. I believe he is. And, well, there's a minute on the clock here. FaZe have moved the bomb over towards the B bomb site. They will wait for the smoke to disappear. But again, Next still has... I know he doesn't have a smoke now, so... There is a Molotov, though, onto Nico. That's going to be a bit of a problem. So are FaZe going to commit? Dennis is holding a flashbang to bounce off the barrels into the running Ts, although it might come a bit slow. I think Nico's Molly was a bit too far back as well, so the players can indeed see, but they're still going to go down to the MP7 of Dennis. Nico's got the crossfire if needed as well. Dennis has gone down, but from the back, Rain will take Nico, and the bomb is going to get planted. AZ was in CT spawn as well, but the flank's been taken down.
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal. This is actually winnable now for FaZe. Rain here, he's got to hit this shot, and there you go. The shadow to give the position away. This face is looking good for Rain as well. So the jump through with the Tech 9, almost getting another frag, leaving things to Jakin, but he'll get tagged by Construction. That's a very hard situation to deal with now for Jakin. On 24 HP on the generator, he'll die, and the defuse will come in. But that was very worrying. I mean, Nico, who's just standing on coils, kind of trusting his teammate maybe a little bit too much. His teammate eventually died, and he got shot in the back there by the player that sneakily went in through Construction. But they saved the round, and the bomb went down for FaZe, and some kills were won as well. So it's actually a pretty big win, I think, for FaZe. I think some teams would consider in this situation a forced buy as well, because of the kind of pressure you can apply to the CT economy. But I think FaZe are really gonna need that full buy to have their best chance in a round. So, well, it looks like we have a technical difficulty with one of the players. I think one of them has...
But we don't have it, Dan.
They have it. But we're having...
It's their problem, damn it.
But we're having their issues, James. They're giving their issues to us.
We are being subjected to it. That is correct.
And it's causing delay for us.
That's also correct, Dan.
Yeah.
So, it's been fixed now. But it's because we're on a short delay. It will be unpaused in about a minute's time. So, FaZe are definitely up against it at the moment. This is their map. Now, last time we watched them on Inferno, I always nerd out about Fox's CT position.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you do.
Because
even when they're not playing.
I know, because I just don't understand it.
Match.
He's played that position on the corner, right, for so long. And if you're on the tree position, you can get to the tree without being seen and throw a nade over the roof, which will land on his head. That's like half his life gone guaranteed. I've never tried to double nade from there, but like if you do it on a pistol round, for example, you're doing like 80 damage with a nade there. Someone's holding that angle. If you're doing it on a full buy round, that's like 50. You could probably double nade him from another spot. But no one ever does it, Dan. Never.
It's nuts. We saw it in NA, I think, one time. Like in North America, there was a team that did it. I forget which. And you were like, oh my God, someone actually finally did it. But they're not playing against FaZe, so it's really sad.
Nobody does it against FaZe. It's crazy. Like if you go back to the match they had with Envy and Cluj, right? That long Inferno.
That was a long time ago now as well. That's like 6 months ago.
Yeah, it's a long time ago. Yeah. Well, just imagine.
Half a year ago, James. That was our first major.
Imagine if you saw those nades go out. Yeah. What would have happened then? Might have been a short game.
What you gonna do? Yeah, no auto sniper save from MBK needed. But like FaZe, Envious have also sort of faded a bit since Cluj. And from the results, I think that was still those two teams' best results in this 6 month period. Since then. Yeah. Either way, we're going to move into the next round where the money is good for Mousesports, and so is the timing on the smoke grenade. That's going to give Mousesports a free frag almost for versus 5 now. And what you going to do, Mr. FaZe players? They're going to die, James.
Meat shots. Well, it's another round out of the way. Let's see the money on the T side. Now the buy is indeed coming up. Reasonable amount of nades as well. Spiddy has a good spawn, actually. He could run over mid into second mid if he chose to.
So, James, only one player on the server has no frags right now. Would you like to wager a guess as to who it is? Let me spoil that for you, James. It's Nico.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's not good. Look,
he's 003 right now.
They're carrying, Dan. They're carrying.
It's true, it's true.
Imagine Nico 007 and just imagine, Fox and Kiyoshima have just been naded in a fashion which Fox should be naded every day then. Well, they've been naded top mid and it appears to have scared them off. Got the counter nades coming in from the CTs, which perhaps they're trying to bait now. Will that come into play a bit later on? We shall find out. There are still 3 mollies, tons of flashes. A few smokes onto the CT side with 1 smoke.
I like that wallbang that Rangers attempted whilst jumping. If you can get someone to crouch underneath you and you can actually just spray into the angle basically where James was talking about on the corner there, and you can spray into it. Not many people do that, but it's easy going to get caught here. This setup, I love this setup. I love being the guy in the corner where Dennis is. Oh, he's got the pop flash ready and everything. This is going to be this is basically where the round can be won or lost right here. Let's see how these trade frags go. There's the first one from Dennis. He gets the second as well right now as he peeks across, but he's stuck in this corner. Can he get some support coming in from Archside from Library? He tries to get out of there, but he is just completely pinned in. The fire comes, and that's a 3 versus 3 now. So FaZe actually sort of salvaged that. And with 30 seconds left, they've got to get the skates on. They've got to get onto a bomb site. They've picked the A site. Spitty waits on the truck.
He's got 3 to deal with, but he's not going to do it. Next coming in. But again, how's he not going to get traded here? Jacob sees him through the corner of the smoke, so FaZe might be back to winning ways here versus Mousesports. Nico alone now versus 3. Got money in the bank, so it looks like he's probably going to go for it. Probably desperate for his first kill on the board as well. Just dancing around the smoke. And the double pick should surely be coming in now he's made his presence known. That molly would be nice to, well, he wants to win around here, so fair enough. But no, if he doesn't, then the molly would be nice to hold and throw into that corner at the end, as Rain may choose to save there. And then he would be screwed then because of the Molotov. He'd have to move closer to the bomb, and then the bomb would blow him up.
It would be hard to get all the way around there, though, from Arch side.
No, he threw it in the spot from where he was.
All right, I see.
I mean, Rain was in the pit
okay.
saving.
Yeah, okay, I see what you mean.
Double AWP's coming out then.
Double AWP Doppio.
Oh no!
Oh, it doesn't hit anyone, so it's okay. I think they would have done anything to the CTs really anyway, so it's all good. There's the pop flash and the peak, but it's not too effective for Mousesports. No early advantage for them. It's quite funny to see 2 AWPs, and then you see the other end of the spectrum. One guy's on like the Poverty UMP, and one guy's on a Deagle. The Deagle can never be Poverty, because the Deagle is always God tier. But we'll have to see if FaZe can get some entries here. This is very important for them if they want to be able to start swinging things back into their favor. Quick smoke grenade there from the T's to allow a bit of obscurity, easy access through the balcony onto the pit perhaps. Mousesports still waiting here. They feel this very strong presence, but they're not sure that when it's actually going to hit them. And
you sound like a palm reader, Dan. They
Yeah.
feel this presence, but when is it going to hit them? Can we exercise it first?
They're still waiting.
Yeah, 4 over towards A for the CT side. And Dennis goes for some information top mid. Punished for it by Kiyoshima. There are smokes over towards the arch area as well. Will FaZe commit though? That's the question. There are 35 seconds left on the clock and still 3 CTs here to deal with. Next, just waiting with that Deagle. Oh, straight in the face of Rain. Doesn't get traded. Moves back now and his teammates can try and help him. Rotation coming in with the 4th man. Chris J to take down Jacob. He will get traded. But still, the CTs have a few numbers here. Just the one now. The UMP to crush AZ. Bomb gets planted as Fox tries to cover.
A good tracking there. And there's fast frag by Spitty. Now things get quite doable. Nico, oh, there it is. Gets the kill onto Kiyoshima. And I wonder, was that Nico's first frag? Doesn't really matter anyway. I mean, it's a bit of a novelty factor just talking about it, but there you go. It's just funny because obviously Nico's usually just wrecking everyone all the time. But of course, only 6 rounds have been played, so double up will continue onwards. And I did like Speedy's tracking. His tracking mechanics there on the player jumping out the balcony is very good. Especially as the recoil for the UMP is very favorable and when someone's dropping like that. But anyway, 3 Tech 9s, 2 AKs, the Force, of course, from FaZe.
Double ups continue for the CT side. Still very early days here in Inferno. We are just over a third of the way into the first half. So Chris J, did he have a good spawn? Well, the jump will make it irrelevant. So that's not a good smoke actually. Well, you can see why. But the flash, will Chris J be punished? No, he manages to escape. And he is being chased by Rain all the way into CT spawn. Does he have any idea? I'm not sure if he does. And this is the peak. He needs his teammates to come in. Dennis with the save. That is brilliant. Nico holding things down towards B. And FaZe looking to charge everywhere. We have the Molotovs coming in. That's a really nice flash into the pool as well, which means if the T's face, they will get flashed. They will face. Nico will go down, but a bomb is still, the bomb site is still with the CTs.
Those flashes did so well at delaying the T's onto the site. Now Dennis is in position by the coils. Oh, there's the jump across from Kiyoshima. He's going to get dinked in the face. And we will finally go down to Chris J. Bomb needs to be planted, but J-Chem cannot get it done. He's faced from all sides. And that will be another round there for the Mousesports side. They've certainly not had an easy time since FaZe started to buy and get a couple of rounds, an extra round on the board and got a bit more money. They're always dangerous, but Mousesports do seem to be hanging on fairly well at the moment. And a double AWP is not something you commonly see on Inferno. To be honest, very seldomly.
Yeah, it's just such a risk in terms of economy on a map which can be quite testing to your economy. Nico with a very nice snap. FaZe just charging out. Jacob, the sacrifice, Dan. He was put on the pyre, and now he's dead. Then.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? No nades, nothing really. AC's got a dig. Kiyoshima's got a dig, but Nico's got an AWP. And there he stands. Oh, give me those frags. What a flick. Nico delivering again. Now Dennis can support the crossfire. It's good, baiting them into Nico's crosshairs. Dennis will make the frag though, and he's going to be able to do more than enough for the team to survive the round with 0 losses.
Clean.
Absolutely not many nades expended either.
That's one spot where I like HEs. Not over a particular nade, but just generally speaking, like if somebody's playing close to the wall next to car, you can bounce a nade off the back wall to land at their feet. And it is pretty horrible for them. Although,
Glorious.
as always, HEs are very random in terms of, are we doing 10 damage or are we doing 60? So Nico's alone to start with over towards B. Mousesports having a read that FaZe are tired of getting wrecked over there. So they'll put 4 over towards A early, and that means aggression. Chris J has no answer, but Dennis has a trade. Fast round coming in again from FaZe. It started off well. 2 of the 3 players are pretty tagged for the CTs, but the CTs have the bomb now, and FaZe Rain is alone.
But this is what Rain does when he's alone, is almost when he's at his most dangerous, most unexpected to make good plays.
If this read comes off.
But Rain is good, very good in positions to make good plays from like this.
I pray speedy jumps. It will just be so worth it, even if the CTs win the round. Oh, looking for the trade frag. They're finding him as well, but just about misses the head. Look at this play from Rain. That is absolutely beautiful. Almost gets the second one. Speedy now. He's still got the bomb forced out of his position by the Molotov. He can't. Oh, it's bounced off the wall, but Rain gets the frag regardless. Is he actually going to 1v3 this? He's got loads of time and has no idea where Nico is. Nico coming in from the back. 35 seconds left now. Is this another highlight reel for Rain?
Yeah, he's so smart at playing these positions. He gets that info immediately, knows he has a lot of time to work with. I think he had over a minute when he started the clutch. And he slowly just outplayed these players in these 1 versus 1, and now he's up against Nico. Bomb finally get planted. Did he spot Nico there? Looks like he did. Waiting Nico for the peek. Oh, Nico straight through the little wooden beam there in the face of Rain to put everything to a close. But Rain, he played that so well. He just, the thing is with Rain, like if you give him one-on-ones, even if you're, let's say like you have the guy in pit, for example, there, Rain will find a way to outplay you. He's one of the best players in that position in the clutch. I think one of the reasons why Rain can be so clutch as well is because he's so cerebral in this sense that he'll take all the data or the information that he has, and in his mind he constructs a way to handle the situation. Where some players are just like, oh, I just need to get this shot or try to get this shot. They're a bit more emotional. I feel like because he sets everything up in his head, kind of before it happens, it allows him to be very focused. I think that's usually a mark of a very good clutch player, just being intelligent like that.
It's very much he's a bit of a poker player in that sense, because he sees himself basically. He looks at the 2 guys and he's like, what do these 2 guys want to do? What are they expecting from me? And what are they going to try to do to close the situation out? So he puts himself onto the double stack on the site to get himself to 1 versus 1, having a read on where the player's probably going to play to allow himself to be isolated without being paranoid enough to check behind him, and then vice versa with the pit and the other player as well. So super smart stuff by Rain. You don't see that very often.
I'm just glad that he has the individual skill that backs it up, because
yeah.
obviously there's been a lot of cases in the past where you get players who are really smart, but they just never quite have the skill ceiling, mechanically and otherwise. But Rain does. He's in that sense. That's one of the.
Rain's got the aim. This
is why when we saw that run through in Cluj, when the whole team was so good and they got so far, we got to see loads more of Rain. Everyone suddenly was like, whoa, wait a second, this guy is actually incredibly sick. And I think what people were giving him the respect to be maybe top 3 clutcher in the world, just how smart he was. But anyway, Back into new round. FaZe last round very fast. They want to take the aim battles. Last round they got them and ended up in a 1 versus 3 for Rain. This time it's not looking all that much better either. It looks like a very similar round. They take the aim battles 1 versus 1 all over the place, and Mousesports seem to have a better understanding or just a better execution in these 1 versus 1s to get that advantage again. And now they still have 2 ops to fall back on. They still got loads of grenades. This is looking way more hopeless than the previous round. At least Rain is still alive. I don't know where do you go for advantages in this spot? Gotta make a huge play. That's all you can do. And it looks like they want to do it against Nico with an AWP, and Dennis there sort of on the crossfire with support with the rifle. And Chris J, he's gonna get the luck up mids.
They have 2 smokes, and that is it. Nico says no.
Oh my goodness!
This is a Fox S-Cold of the B bomb site, but perhaps even more disgusting. That was just purely gross.
Almost fell out my chair, James.
That was gross, Dan.
It looks so funny because obviously when you're crab walking, like he was there, you actually can remain quite accurate. So obviously that's why the shot gets hit. But it's so unexpected because people rarely kind of go for those plays.
So it looks like Fox is resigned to holding on to the AK. He's got $100 in the bank here. So FaZe have seen happier days, Dan.
Yeah, I think it's really unlucky for FaZe, right? Because they start both maps on the T side. And the T side is definitely less comfortable, much less comfortable for them. And hell, on this one, they won the pistol round. Then they obviously, it was a good play by Mousesports and a improper anti-force buy from FaZe. But then they get reset straight away. So FaZe are up against a really sick CT economy, and they've never had control of economically of the match. So yeah, they're just, it's unfortunate, but Mousesports absolutely deserve this. They're playing the CT side very well.
Counter nades coming in, and again it's a fast play from FaZe with next to nothing basically. So Fox is carrying the AK, but all of his teammates are forced up. So perhaps you'd throw the AK to an entry since he is the AWPer on the team. We saw this yesterday as well, didn't we? We saw this yesterday in North America. I want to say Whitmer. I want to say it was Whitmer who had the only rifle on the team, and he's an AWPer. And it's like, yeah, I'm going to take this AK or M4, whatever it was, and everyone else can have pistols, even though perhaps somebody who is an entry
a lot of teams
can get an entry.
A lot of teams somehow make this play. I don't know. It's weird.
Teams of coaches and in-game leaders. What are they doing, Dan? That's the question. So the push comes in. Kiyoshima's going to be the first one to go down to the crossfire with Dennis as well, spraying with the M4 towards the pool area. Nico, here's one at the back, and the back has gone down. AZ with the only frag of the round for the FaZe team, picking up the AK, which maybe he should have had from the start, Dan.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I remember, I think, even seeing this kind of stuff happening as far back as maybe like DreamHack Winter in 2014. I think it was actually where like Fifth Lauren was playing with an IP, and Fifth Lauren like had a rifle, and Get Right and Forrest didn't. And I was just like, what?
I remember Thorin.
Like,
Thorin made a point of that actually, which is what brought it to my attention in the first place.
Yeah, that was the classic situation that I saw, which that's like the most extreme almost of that, because especially back then when their form was so good, those 2 players. Anyway, another push into Nico. I mean, it seems to be the same story over and over again. FaZe continually looking to try and find advantages by going for one-on-ones where they aren't favored, basically peeking into the defensive setups of Mousesports without using the proper setups or grenades to destabilize the setup so they can have an advantage, isolate a player or something.
They have HEs, Dan. They could HE that position. That's the position that Fox plays. It is susceptible, Dan.
Jesus.
To HEs!
James, you should make a video on it.
Nade it!
Just make a video and just get people to get it onto Reddit or something. I don't know.
I try to do that on pistol rounds as well, but often if you move towards B, everyone starts moving too fast and then it becomes kind of redundant. But somebody holds on a pistol round, guaranteed assist minimum. It's 80 damage if it lands on pistol, like straight in the face.
All right, well, here it is. We've got next, possibly against 3. This could be a positive trade situation and an advantage on the engagement because there's no real support for Next, not in a direct engagement. I don't believe. Actually, there is a player by Blue Truck, so he could run forwards if Next has some trouble here to try to go for trades. First frag, completely free. Look how delayed the second peek is. Spiddy takes that one down. He's got the angle there, and now it's Spiddy and Nico chiming in. So So again, the thing is, okay, Mousesports are handling it well, but to a degree, you should be expecting more out of FaZe to deny these setups from Mousesports, essentially. That said, you never know if a CT side, unless you've got the info first, if they're going to play 2 arch side or 2 on quad. That can be a difference, because if you try to attack the quad guy from mid and from boiler, and they've got a guy on blue truck, as they did in that round, then okay, sure, it is much more difficult, unless of course you have the flashes for that. But again, it does seem a little bit rudimentary, doesn't it? Some of these plays.
So I mean, we didn't see FaZe. Well, last time I said we didn't see FaZe's CT side, but that's because I think they stomped the map on the T side.
Yeah.
But this time it's the opposite, and maybe we won't see it for the other reason.
Yeah, Mousesports definitely very, very good lately, actually, in particular. Individually, pretty much all of them, in fact. That's the thing that's really made the difference, I think, recently for Mousesports, or being the biggest difference, is that they can always save a map with their CT sides, because even Spiddy and Dennis, often very overlooked, massively have stepped their game up recently. So massive props to them. And once again, let's see if this time if FaZe can cause issue, if they can make the defense difficult for the CT side. And here we go. They've managed to gain middle, but Mousesports have given up middle to an extent. So Mousesports sort of allowed them to take mid.
Who smoked top mid? I'm trying to think, because I mean, Mouse have been playing it, leaving it open, right? And getting the frags, but there it was smoked, which could have been a CT smoke. The CT's backed off and put Molotovs down as the pop flash came in, and FaZe pushed through. So they just seem to be a step ahead of FaZe the whole way at the moment. There's even a player on Speedway, I think it's Dennis, to support Chris J here should he need it, but well, maybe he will. The FaZe team all committed to the A sites here. Now the push is finally coming in towards short. There's a player on the site as well. Chris J's got to be watching his back because no one else is there to do it. Next gets traded. Chris J coming in now, taking down Fox. Leaving it in a 4 versus 3. Oh, Q picked out of the sky like a clay pigeon there.
Absolutely nice dropping headshot found by AZ with the spray. But there's Nico, there's Dennis as well on the defense, and they will catch the remaining players. And this is another case whereby